Hi, it's Mani44 here, and today I would like to show you the WE19 Series 5th Gen MOS/RMR gas blowback pistol. WE is a company that does not to be specially introduced. If you're looking for a gas-powered replica for yourself, you must have come across the model from their offer, because their portfolio is very rich and you will find in it classical constructions as quite as modern ones. And the 19 MOS model, as I will call it shortly in this review, is one of the more modern constructions. Without prolonging it, let's see what's in the box, how the replica is built both outside and inside, and check its performance. But let's start, as always, with a small unboxing. In a black cardboard box we will find a short instruction manual, set of RMR plates for mounting the optics and screws for them, raised iron sights, Allen keys, 2 covers for a pistol grip, needed pins for the pistol grip covers, dummy red dot sight, and a replica with green gas magazine for 21 BBs. Let's take a closer look at the pistol itself. WE19 MOS is a replica inspired by the 19 series of a certain manufacturer with the letter G. It is characterized by quite compact dimensions because it measures less than 180 mm and weighs less than 690 grams, and unlike other pistols from the G series, it has a shortened grip with a shortened magazine. The frame of the gun itself is made of high quality polymer. The joining of the halves is practically invisible, and texture improving the grip has a very sharp finish, so that even with your bare hands, the gun is held very firmly and there is no chance for it to slip. In the replica, we can adjust the length of the handle by installing one of the 2 available overlays, the shorter and the longer one. Installation of the covers is very simple, just knock out the pin with the long rod from the set and fiercely hook the selected cover to the bottom of the magwell, then press the top. Insert the long pin from the set and it's ready. The cover sits very snugly and there is no chance that we will feel any movement. The frame has double-sided slide release button, but interestingly, they do not engage at the same time, and we are able to release one just to be stopped by the second one. The magazine release is one-sided and cannot be changed. The replica has a safety for accidental firing known from the G-series pistols built into the trigger. If this lever is not pressed, it will be not possible to fire. The trigger itself has a clear breaking point and the reset path itself is not very long. On the frame you will also find a mechanical trigger lock located on the bottom of the frame. After moving it, we will not be able to press the trigger at all. In my model it works very hard and I could not switch it with my finger, but let's face it, I will not use it anyway. Being at the front of the frame, it's worth noting that we have a short rail on which we can install some accessories, such as a flashlight. On the pistol grip itself, on one side we'll find the W logo and on the other side the inscription, Made in Taiwan W Tactical Co. Ltd gas blowback system. The gun has a metal slide with non-adjustable sights that can be changed to raised ones and a characteristic plate in the rear part. Thanks to this, the gun has in the name the abbreviation MOS, the Modular Optic System. After unscrewing this plate, we can install one of the 4 adapters available in the set. These adapters are used for mounting optical sights, and depending on your sight, you should choose one of them. In the set, the manufacturer adds a dummy RMR red dot that can be mounted on the replica. But apart from the appearance, it does not give us any special benefits, but it gives us an idea of how the replica can look with a sight. With the red dot mounted, we can also mount raised iron sights, thanks to which we will have a reserve in case the red dot dies. It is worth noting at this point that due to the possibility of the mounting of the sight, WE had to redesign the BBU a bit to find a place for the RMR adapter and to make the replica withstand the use of the pistol with an additional weight in the form of a sight. For this reason, the upper magazine seals are also changed, therefore the mags from the previous one series may not work properly with this replica. Between the frame and the slide we can observe a slight play, and the slide itself has a very strong spring, thanks to which it returns to this position very quickly after the shot. On the front of the outer barrel there's a clockwise 11mm thread, thanks to which we can mount a silencer on, or like in this case, a small tracer unit. The magazine holds up to 21 BBs, has a metal body and a plastic feeding lips, BB follower and magazine base. The magazine itself is clearly shorter than that used in other G-series pistols, and as I said, it has redesigned upper seal. On one gas charge I was able to fire about 4 full magazines, of which the last shots were clearly weaker. I will show you how to disassemble the replica for basic maintenance. To remove the slide, pull off the 2 catches on both sides of the frame, holding them in the lower position. Drag the slide to the rear as much as possible and then slide it forward. The pistol is very well lubricated from the factory, but with time it will need maintenance. In the manual, the manufacturer marks the place where you should let the oil in. These are the area of the slide catch, the rails on which the slide moves, the hammer assembly and the BBU. I personally use silicone oil for the BBU and hammer, and Teflon grease for the slide rails. Let us now deal with the slide itself. After taking it off, we have access to the hop-up adjustment knob. Turning it to the right increases its power and turning it to the left reduces it. To pull out the barrel, first we need to disassemble the slide guide. To do this, grab it in this place and push it forward. And now pull it out in a slight angle. Now we can pull out the barrel assembly. Holding the BBU, raise the barrel slightly and push it forward. Now at the slight angle we can pull it out completely. Now we can divide the outer barrel with the inner one. The backing and the barrel are in the GBB VSR standard. To replace it, just unscrew these 2 screws and the hop-up chamber will separate. We can now see the adjustment wheel with the small O-ring underneath it to prevent it from losing its setting. It is worth noting that both this chamber and most chambers in GBB pistols have such hop-up arm. It may happen that with heavier BBs and stronger hop-up settings the shots will be flying clearly to the left. This is due to the fact that the hop-up arm bends on the right and pushes the backing less. This effect can be minimized by installing a softer hop-up backing, which will hop the BBs more with a smaller pressure, and by slightly bending the arm with pliers, so that it presses more on the right side. With the slide dismantled this way, we can install raised iron sights. To remove the rear sight, unscrew this screw, the rear sight itself should fall out, and in its place we can install the raised one. To uninstall front sight, first it's worth removing the guide rod housing. Now we have easy access to the screw that holds the sight. Just like the rear sight, just unscrew it and install an raised one in this place. Let me just add that the standard iron sights have only painted elements that help us with aiming, and raised ones have optical fibers installed. Installing the red dot is very simple, and it comes down to unscrewing these 2 screws and removing the plate. Now we can choose the appropriate plate from the set for our sight and screw it on with these 2 short screws. The only thing left to do is to match appropriate screws to our sight and screw it on. On 0.20 gram BBs, my model generates about 260 FPS and about 0.65 joules, but for the replica we can use even heavier BBs because we have some leftover gas, and on 0.28 gram BBs and even 0.30 gram BBs we can see a increase in joules up to 0.75, what should translate to a greater range if the hop-up backing can hop such heavy BBs. I shot the replica on 0.25 gram BBs from Spesa Arms BLEs. From 20 meters, hitting a target the size of a human torso is not a problem. At 30 meters, accuracy drops a bit, but most of the shots hit the target. In my opinion, 40 meters is the maximum range. From this distance it's more difficult to hit, but it is still possible. At this point I would like to add, as I said earlier, the replica shots to the left at longer distances due to the construction of the arm pressing the hop-up backing, and to hit the backpack I had to aim right next to it. I also have to mention that the replica is factory lubricated, and to reach decent results I had to clean the barrel and the backing, but also fire a few magazines before the shots were repetitive. Straight from the box the shots were very random. WE-19 Series Gen 5 GBBP MOS/RMR, because this is the full name of the replica, is a nice compact pistol which should easily fit in most holsters compatible with pistols such as G17, 18 and others. In my holster for the G18 I had to cut a piece for the red dot, but now it fits perfectly. The pistol is carefully made with high quality materials and I have nothing to complain about, both in the way the replica is made and how it fits. The replica has a quite nice kick when shooting, and thanks to its quite strong return spring, it resets quite quickly. Mags hold enough gas to fire about 4 magazines. The replica comes with a whole range of necessary accessories, from variable grip covers through various plates for mounting optical sights to elevated mechanical sights. The funny fact is that the manufacturer adds a replica of the RMR because it only serves as a decoration. Due to the fact that replica is adapted to work with the mountain sight, we have a dedicated BBU and magazines for it, and you should remember this when ordering parts or additional mags. Due to the fact that we are dealing with a gas replica, one should remember about its regular maintenance, which will certainly extend its life. The most common problems are wearing parts of the hammer. In the event that the replica starts to fire automatically or does not respond to the trigger, is a sign that we should replace the worn parts. I also recommend installing some soft maple leaf backing and slightly bend the arm pressing the hop-up backing. It shall help with the pulling the BBs to the left side. WE19 MOS, despite its size, fits great in the hand and shoots very well. For me, those 260 FPS is enough, because I use the pistols only on very short distances. The replica allows the install of several accessories which can be seen, and to be honest, I have to try it out in this configuration in some CQB games. At the moment, the replica can be found for about 170 euros. It's not a small amount, but it's worth remembering about all the accessories that we get in the set. You can be sure that's not the last time you see it on my channel. It will be all for today. Let me know in the comments if you liked today's review and what do you think about the gun itself. And for now, thanks for watching and see you next time.